Morning, Year 4. Hope you're all okay. This is Thursday's lesson on perimeter for your maths for this week. So our learning intention for today is to be able to find the perimeter of a rectilinear shape. Bit of a funny word to say, so wish me luck throughout the video. So we are looking at perimeter still, but instead of rectangles today, we're looking at rectilinear shapes. Now, you're probably thinking, what on earth is a rectilinear shape? And if you look at it, it's very similar to a rectangle. Okay, so it is kind of a rectangle, but I like to think of them as they're like a rectangle with a chunk taken out of them. So they're a shape where all the sides have right angles, and they all have straight lines, obviously, because they're all right angles. And well, we'll see them in a minute. It'll be easier for me to show you what they look like rather than explain. All the other style words are the same as yesterday, I believe. The new one is rectilinear. So if I show you what a rectilinear shape looks like, here they are. So you can see every corner is a right angle, okay, which means there's 90 degrees between them. Okay, we'll look at that a bit more in depth later on in the year. But for now, that's all you need to know. Okay, so how would we work out the perimeter of these shapes? Think about how it's different from yesterday, and think about how we work out perimeter. So perimeter is where we work out how far it is around the shape. So imagine if looking at the shape over here, the pink one, if you're starting from here and you want to get all the way around this shape, how far would it take you? How many boxes would you have to get across? So what you need to do is just literally count the squares. So count how many squares it goes along. So you have, if I get a pen so you can see it clearly. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so the perimeter would be 20 centimetres. That's if these squares were centimetres. For this sake, we're saying they are. So all you have to do is just count the squares around the edge. It does get a bit confusing because, especially with this one, you can see it goes in, then down, in, then down. So you have to make sure you count all the sides. So you can't leave any sides out because then it won't be the full perimeter. If you think you've got the hang of it now, if you want to pause the video and see if you can work out the perimeter of these two, if you're not too sure and you want to go through another one with me, then we'll go through the green one together. Okay, so to work out this perimeter, I'm going to start down here and I'm going to go across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you're literally just going around the edge of the shape, counting how many boxes it goes across. Okay, I forgot what number that was now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the perimeter of that shape is 16 centimetres. Okay, now if you feel confident, have a go at the last one on your own. If not, I'm going to go through this one. So now, instead of going round the edge, I'm going to write the numbers on each side. So this one I know is 1, 2, 3, 4 centimetres long. This bottom side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimetres long. This little bit is just 1. Then this bit is 2. And this bit is 2. We go across 1. We go up 1. And then across 2. So I'm labelling all the sides for you to see. It's just a different way of showing it, and this will be easier for you to see when we're looking at the next stage. Okay, so now we just need to add them up. So it's like when we have just a normal rectangle, however you just have to work out the bits that kind of go in and up, or down and up. So we add them all up. So 5 add 1 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, add 4 is 18. So that one would be 18 centimetres. Okay, so I hope that part makes sense. Okay, and that's when we have a grid. So it's a lot easier when we have a grid. However, today we're going to look at what happens when we don't have a grid. Okay, so here are some rectilinear shapes. They look kind of like an L on their side, don't they? So this one, we have some of the measurements already. but it says find the perimeter of the shape. So how do you think we could work out the perimeter of these? Because we don't have these two sides. So to have a think quickly, pause the video, have a think, how could we work out the perimeter of those two shapes? Hopefully you've managed to have a bit of a think about how you could work out the perimeter. If you're not sure, don't worry, that's why we're going to go through it. Okay, so if we have this shape here, we'll look at this one. You can see we need to work out this side. So we'll start on this side here. Now I can see straight away on the opposite side. Now remember, on a rectangle, the opposite sides always add up to the same. So even though this line and this line aren't matching up, they're still going to be the same length as this one, okay? Because it's kind of still a rectangle, it's just got a chunk taken out of it, all right? So the opposite sides will still add up to be the same, okay? It's because you can see this and this, if you put them together, it would equal the same as this. So in that case, we need to add 4 because that's how long this side is, and then 4 again because that's how long this side is. And we know 4 add 4 is 8, so that side would be 8 centimetres. And the bottom one, so let me do another colour for this one. The bottom one, we can see we've got 4 here, and then have a think, what other number do you think I'm going to be looking at to work out how long this side is? It would be this one, okay, because you can see that those are the opposite lines to match with that one, okay. They're on the other side, so they've got to add up to be the same as this side. So we add 8 and 4, so 8, 4 in your head, 9, 10, 11, 12, so that would be 12 centimetres. And then you would add them all up, so including these 4 as well and your 2 new ones, you would add them all up to find the perimeter. So let's quickly do that. So 12 add 8 is 20, add 4 is 24, add another 4, 28, add another 8 is 36, and then add 4 is 40. So it would be 40 centimetres. Apologies if I just got that wrong. I feel a bit under pressure counting in my head on the video. So I'll just pause the video so I can get rid of this, and then we'll work out this one together. If you feel confident and you want to have a go now at working this one out, then crack on. If not, then stay tuned and I'll go through it together with you. So if you manage to have a go, then we'll go through the answers. If not, then we'll go through it together. So this one, we have to work out this side and then this one. We'll work on this one first. So you look at the opposite side to see the lengths you've already got. So you've been given 3 and 5. So this length and this length, if you add those together, it's going to be the same as this one. So you add 5 and 3, so 5 in your head, add 3 on your fingers, 6, 7, 8. So that would be 8 centimetres. And then we also need to work out this side. So we know this one's a bit different actually, because we've already got this one at the top and we've got this one. So this one's not quite the same. We don't need to add anything this time. Have a think. What do you think we need to do? So that we've got 10 up here and 3 up here. How do you think we could find out this one? Have a think. So what I would say is to, you know that 10 is the length of the full rectangle, the shape, one of the sides of the shape. So if you know that you've got 3 here, and to work out the rest of it, you would take away 3 from 10, and that would give you 7 centimetres. So that side is 7 centimetres. And then you just need to add them up. So you do 10 add 3, which is 13, add 7, 20, 25, 28, and then 36. So that one would be 36 centimetres. Okay, I hope that all makes sense. If you need to go back through the video, feel free. There are a few more questions, so I'll move on to these ones as well. So the shape is made from 3 identical rectangles. Identical just means they're all the same. Calculate the perimeter of the shape. Okay, now this one's interesting. We've got it there so you can actually see it. Now straight away I can see that we've got 5 here and 3 here. So the rectangle that they've used 1, 2, 3 times, the length is 5 and the width is 3. Okay, so if I get a pen and use purple, I know straight away that this is going to be 3 because it's the same as that. So think of it as individual rectangles for the minute, okay? So then that's 3. Now, we can't write 5 here just yet because we have this part here. So we'll work out this rectangle next, what we can do. So we know that this is going to be 5 because the bigger side, the larger side is 5 centimeters. So then the bottom one's going to be 5. We can't say that these are, well, I guess we could put 3 for the minute. We could put 3 there and there. So then we know that that and that is 3. But let's work out the last one. So this one is kind of the same as this one. That's the information we have. So we have 3 up here, 5 there, and 3 there. Okay, so now we need to work out what, if I highlight it in a different pen, these sides are, because we haven't actually got anything for these sides at the moment. Okay, now I'm also going to rub out these because I probably shouldn't have written those because it might confuse you. So ignore those for the minute. So if we have these two, how could we work them out? We know that our length is 5. We know that this is 3. So how could we work out these two? If you want to pause the video and have a quick think and then come back to me, what we would need to do is 5 take away 3, and then it would give you how long this part is. So it would be 2. Okay, so those two yellow sides would be 2 centimeters. So you do 5, take away this, which would be 3, so then it equals 2. And then you just add it all up. There's quite a few numbers to add up. You might want to cross them out as you go along. So 5 add 3 is 8, add 5 is 13, add another 3, 16, add 5, 21, 24, 26, 31, 33, and 36. I think that's a 3. So your answer would be 36. Again, sorry if I didn't work that out correctly. I feel very under pressure calculating things in my head on the video. So the last one then. How many different rectilinear shapes can you draw with the perimeter of 24 centimeters? How many sides do they each have? What is the longest side? What is the shortest side? So this one's something I'm going to leave you to do. Okay, so you have about 5 minutes now to have a go at this. I will go through a shape at the end, so we can go through some ideas. But this is an independent activity now. Okay, so I'll move that out of the way so you can read it properly. Pause the video, give yourself 5 minutes to have a go at this shape. Off you go. So hopefully you managed to have a go at this last question. I've just done one shape. I haven't done any more, just purely because there's not enough room on this slide. So I just drew a rectilinear shape, and then I had just worked out kind of what the length of each side should be for them all to add up to 24. So I've got 1, 2, 3. So sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 6 is 18, and another 6 is 24. So the perimeter is 24. There's 8 sides. The longest side is both of these ones. So I've actually got 2 which are the same. And the shortest side is this one. Okay, so hopefully you managed to have a go at that, and you managed to do more than one, so you could actually compare them. So moving on then, it's time for you to have a go. Okay, so now it's your independent learning task. There are questions on the video for you to do today. As usual, they are also on Microsoft Teams as a PDF if you would rather print them off. There are questions from group 1 and group 2, so decide which group you'd like to do, or have a go at group 1, and then if you feel really confident, move on to group 2. It's up to you. Spend about 20 minutes doing them. Don't spend any more than 20 minutes because that's how long we kind of were spending a lesson going through it. And see how you get on. Okay, so here is group 1. So this is the first question. So if you're doing group 1, you might want to pause it now so you've got the question. And then this is the second question in group 1. If you're doing group 2, sorry, still group 1. This is the last question for group 1. Now this one, it says draw the measurement. So just try your best and draw it in your books as you can. Don't worry too much if it's not completely the same as the one on here. And then group 2, this is the first question. And the second one. And then there's also a challenge as well. So if you've got through group 1 and group 2 and you want a challenge, here is your challenge. So once you're all finished and ready, come back and we will go through the answers together. Welcome back. Hopefully you managed to go through some of those questions and hopefully got on okay. As usual, if you had any issues or problems that I don't answer now through the answers, then send me a message and we can go through it together later on. So group 1 then. A gardener uses wooden edges around a flower bed. Each piece of edging is 1 meter long. So all the lines in between these two are 1 meter. Okay, so you just had to label all the sides to work out the measurements. So you should have these up here. And then to work out the perimeter, you just had to add them up. So that should be 12 meters. Hopefully you got that one correct. Now this one, sorry, mine's looking very messy. So you had to work out the perimeter of each one. So you just had to count the squares. This one's quite straightforward because you could just literally count the squares around it if you want to do it that way. I actually just wrote down how long each side was and then added it up, but either way it doesn't matter too much. So A was 14, so was B, C was 20, and D was 26. If I have got any of them wrong, I do apologise. Please send me an email to let me know, but I think they're all correct. But as you guys know, I do sometimes make mistakes. And then the last one for group 1. So you had to work out the perimeter. So I crossed them out as I went along and added them all up. That should have been 24. And then use the measurements to draw the badge. This one was quite tricky actually. It took me a while to do it. And obviously you should have hopefully used a ruler. I didn't, so it doesn't look very neat. But you should have this. So this side is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's that one. This side is 2. And then I did 4 down this way. So that's that one. And then 3 across, 3 down, and then 5 back that way. So that's how it should have been. So it wasn't actually in order. Unfortunately, it didn't make it clear, so I'm sorry if you had some issues with that one, because I definitely did. Group 2 then. So the one with the zookeeper, he needs 3 more logs. So this side should fit 3 logs because you add these 2 and this one, which would be 3. So what is the perimeter of the shape? It's 10 logs because you just add them all up. Okay. And then next one for group 2, the first one, what you had to do would be 12 take away 3, which is 9. And then this one you had to do 7 add 2, which is 9. And then if you add them all up, you should get 42. This one, we do have fractions, so I'm sorry if that threw you off. It's just a bit of a challenge in there for you to see if you could work out. So for this line here, this side, you had to do 11.5 add 3, which is 14.5. And then for this side, you had to do 9.5 add 5, which is 14.5. And then if you add that all up, it's 58. So it's quite a big number, but you should have got 58. Again, sorry if I've worked it out wrong. Please let me know. And then the challenge, if you manage to get onto this one, you had to draw a line to sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. So basically you had to work out the journey of the taxi driver. So this is where he starts, down here, and you had to make a rectilinear shape, so a shape with right angles only in it. So use 2 colours to show 2 different routes a taxi could take. Are there more than 2 routes? Could you find a rule? So the first one I did was this red one, because I just went up 1 and I kind of counted as I went along, because if you know that each of these are 20 meters apart and he needs to do 160 meters, or he drives 160 meters and he ends up where he began, you know that he needs to go across 8 of these, because there are 8 20 meters in 160. So you know he needs to do at least 8 kind of jumps from one square to another. So, oh, they're junctions, sorry. So I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that was the first one I did. Equally, if that doesn't make sense to you, you could have counted in 20s until you got to 160. That might be more straightforward. So you could have gone 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So at that point, you would have done 100 meters, 120, 140, 160. So you could do it either way, it doesn't matter too much. So I did that one, and then I thought, if I can do it that way, I should be able to do it up this way as well. So I managed to do it up there, and that was also 160 meters. And then I also tried this blue one. So I'll just double check it does work again. So 1 or 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160. So you were also able to make a square shape as well. Now, the rule which I understood from this was that it has to be either a rectangle or a square to do it. If you manage to find another way, please let me know. I was looking at it for quite a while, and these were the only kind of ones I managed to find. Please let me know if you found another way. As you know, sometimes I don't always get things right, and I don't always see things that you do. So hopefully you managed to get something along these lines, or you managed to do it a different way, then that's great. Okay, so that's all of today's lesson, really. If you have any questions about any of the things I've gone through today, if you're still a bit in a pickle, please let me know, and then we can go through it together. Okay, thanks for watching.